Okay, in this video I want to talk about how we can sketch the graphs of circles. And we're going to be using the standard equation of a circle of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And the things that you really need to know about this equation of the circle are that the point h, k, is the center of the circle, and r is the radius of the circle. And if you know those two things, then you can sketch the graph of the circle very well on the plane. It's quite easy to do. So I'm going to go through a few examples of how we do this. And keep in mind, all of these examples are going to be when the equation is given. So let's say that I have the equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 9. Okay, so looking at this, I notice that I don't have any minus h or minus k with the y's. And whenever you see this, that tells me that my center point is just the origin. And also, I know that 9 is equal to r squared, so if I want to find r, I just take the square root of both sides. And I get the radius is equal to 3. And I'm not including the negative version of this because it would not make sense at all for a circle to have a negative radius. It can't go inward on itself. So, if I were to sketch the graph of this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So my center point is at the origin, so I'm going to plot it right here. And since my radius is 3, the best way to do this is to extend out 3 units in each cardinal direction. So I'm going to go 3 along the positive x-axis, 3 along the positive y-axis, 3 along the negative y-axis, and 3 along the negative x-axis. And then you connect the dots. And then you get a circle. Now I understand mine doesn't look quite like a circle. I'm not an artist or anything. But this is the idea. You want to find your center point, extend out however much the radius is in each cardinal direction, and then just connect the dots. So let me go through a few more examples of that. So let's say that I had the equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 4. Well, exact same thing here. I notice that there's no h and k, which tells me that the center is at the origin again. And r squared is equal to 4. So if I want to find r, just take the square root of both sides. And I get my radius is equal to 2. So sketching that, same kind of idea. Just label this out real quick. So my center is at the origin, and my radius is 2 this time, so I'm going to extend out 2 units in each cardinal direction. So I go 2 in the x, 2 in the y, negative 2 in the y, and negative 2 in the x. And then I just connect the dots. And there you go. That is how you sketch the graph of a circle. So I'm going to go through a few more of these. Let's say that I have x plus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 16. And what would the center point be at this time? Well, I know that the standard form of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So in this case, my minus h is going to end up as positive 2 here. So how do I get the h from that? So x minus h is equal to x plus 2. So if that goes away, the x's cancel, so I have negative h is equal to 2, and h is equal to negative 2. And this makes sense because x minus negative 2 gives me that x plus 2 that I had in the original equation. So if my h is negative 2 and my y is 0, then my center point is the point -2, 0. And now for the radius, I know that r squared is equal to 16. So if I take the square root of both sides, I see that my radius is 4. And now I have everything that I need to sketch the circle. Let's go on my graph. And I'll count by 2's this time. 6, -2, -4, -6, 2, 4, 6. There we go, kind of like that. Center is at the point -2, 0. And then my radius is 4, so I'm going to extend out 4 units in each direction. So it's going to give me a point at 2, give me a point at -2, 4, point at -2, -4, and a point at -6, 0. And then I sketch my circle around these points. There you go. So this is a circle with radius 4 at the center point designated by this equation. This is the circle that is represented by our original equation here. All right, I'll go through one more with you guys. So let's say I have x squared plus y minus 8 squared is equal to 81. So what is my center point? So I know I've got x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So I can see that k is going to be equal to 8 because I have the minus signs matching from the general form. So my 8 is just going to be a regular positive 8. And since there's no h in the first part, there's no h that goes with this x squared here, I know that the x coordinate of the origin or the center is 0. So I know that my center point is equal to 0, 8. And as for the radius, I see that r squared is equal to 81. So if I take the square root of both sides, I see that my radius is 9. So now I have everything that I need to sketch the circle out. So I'm going to count by 3's this time. 3, 6, 9, -3, -6, -9. Here we go. So my center point is the point 0, 8, which is going to be right about here. And then I'm going to extend 9 units in each direction as the radius is 9. So I've got a point right there, point right here about. That's a little bit too far. So I can go about right there. There's going to be a point right there, and then there'll be another one that extends off the page. But if I connect these dots, it's going to look something like that. But my circle extends off this page, but you guys get the idea. So the thing that you need to sketch the circle from the equation is just the center point and the radius, and then you just connect the dots and do the rest. So I hope this video was helpful about how to sketch the graphs of circles whenever you have the equations of the circles on you. Just find the center and the radius, and then you can do the rest. So hope you guys found some value in this video, and I'll see you guys for the next one.